A very good evening to all students and welcome to Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. NEET 2024. There is lot many surprises. First time ever in the NEET exam, including the AIPMT, there are 24 lakh students appear for this exam. First time in the NEET, there are almost 67 students scoring 720 out of 720. And if you have 650 marks, then also the rank is above 50,000. So there are lot many surprises in NEET 2024. Include 3 questions having different type of languages. In one question of physics, there are 2 options which are correct. So many new things which we have seen in NEET 2024. Today we are going to decode the overall exam pattern as well as the preparation strategy from the toppers. So let me start with Pawan. Pawan, you can take your seat. So just introduce yourself and then I am going to ask you a few questions which is helpful for your juniors also, and I want to understand the strategy of your preparation.
Myself is Reddy Pawan Kumar Reddy from Sri Chaitanya. I have scored 720 out of 720 in NEET 2024, and Sri Chaitanya curriculum helps me to get the score, and the Sri Chaitanya grand test has been helped me a lot, and the grand test questions are repeated in the NEET 2024.
So Pawan, I want to clear all of you that this session is a bit different, and I want to understand the actual preparation journey of yourself, right? So I'm not going to ask you about the grand test, about the curriculum and all that thing. We talked a lot about that. I want to ask something because all of you have a very exceptional score. With such a competitive exam, if you have scored such a fantastic score 720 out of 720 having 0 error. So I want to understand your preparation. I want to understand the actual thing which you want to share with all the students who are preparing for NEET or aspiring for NEET, who are in class 10th, 11th and 12th. What is your strategy? So my first question to you, have you solved all the questions of your Sri Chaitanya module?
No sir, few questions are remain.
Few means, what is the percentage of question which you have attempted?
90%.
90%. So this is the most common problem of all the students, that they are not able to solve all the exercises because of the proper time management. So if you can able to see Pawan having full score in NEET, but he was also not able to solve the entire exercise. So it's okay if you are not able to solve all the questions. My second question to you, what is your favorite subject?
Chemistry.
Chemistry. Which part of chemistry?
Organic.
Organic. So you solve the organic chemistry through mechanism, or you are going to remember the reagent, reaction and all that?
For few reaction mechanism, for few reaction remember.
How you manage the Sri Chaitanya booklet with NCERT?
Mostly NCERT, Sri Chaitanya booklet for practice. That's
Okay. Have you read the entire NCERT theory?
Yeah.
And if you see the almost all the interviews when I asked student, they used to tell me one common thing, that we read one by one line of NCERT. Is it true that you have also prepared one by one line of NCERT? One by one. And have you prepared the short notes for NCERT? Separate short note for NCERT, or in the short note which you have prepared, you have mentioned all the points of NCERT? How you decode the NCERT? Because it is very easy to say that NCERT is very important for NEET and we have to read entire NCERT, we have to memorize the NCERT line by line, and one question of physics also proves that. We need to get the details of NCERT, right? So old NCERT, new NCERT, we have fight a lot many arguments and all that. So how you prepare the NCERT line by line?
By reading many more times.
Reading many more times, and any other trick you have used?
Means
now there is no competition for you other student, right? So you can able to reveal the tricks.
Means which I have doubt, I will read twice, thrice.
You mark the NCERT textbook?
Yeah.
For different colors?
Yeah.
I want to see your NCERT also.
Times.
Great, thank you. So you can pass on the mic.
Good evening, I am Nehal H. Prasanna from Sri Chaitanya. I have scored 715 out of 720 in NEET 2024.
715 is also a fantastic score, but I have seen that when you are saying 715, you are not comfortable. Do you regret that one question you have done error on? Which part of the question, one question you have error? Physics, chemistry or biology?
Biology.
Biology?
Biology.
Silly mistake.
No, it's question understanding.
You are unable to understand the question?
Yeah.
Same thing I am saying that this time, first time we have seen lot many questions. There is a problem in the language. So, to understand the language is very important because the examiner want to ask something, and if you are not able to pick the right set of question, that means you are going to do the error. The same thing would happen with you also, right?
Yes.
Great. And between physics, chemistry, zoology and botany, what is your weak part?
Probably biology.
Surprisingly, this is the first time I am encountering with the student who is saying my biology is my weak part. Physics you are comfortable
Yeah, physics is okay.
and you have scored full marks in physics,
Yes.
and bio is your weak point.
Yes.
And why bio is your weak point?
I find it tough to remember the sentence as it is in NCERT.
So you have also faced the problem in inorganic chemistry then?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So how you handle the memory part, because that is the your weak part, and lot many students actually face problem while remembering the concepts,
Yes.
while remembering the names, while remembering the name of the reagent. And if you are preparing for the NEET, that means you have to memorize lot many things that include the name of the reagent in chemistry, name of the different type of biology, zoology and botany also. And your weak point is you are not able to remember the things, right? So how you handle this and what is your trick? Actual trick I want to
So
listen.
I think it's better to revise the memory part before the exam, like 2 weeks before the exam, revise the whole memory part. That helps a lot. And more like constantly reading NCERT like many times also.
Same chapter.
Yes.
How you manage the time? Because let's say you are from day 1 to day 80th, right? So on 80th day you have already completed 3 chapters. Now on 80th day you are going to revise the first chapter, which is from day 1. That means let's say if you are in class 11th and you are the first topic is atomic structure and you are moving to the chemical equilibrium, there are 4 chapters you have already wind up. So you give proper time to atomic structure still when you are in the chemical equilibrium?
No, sir. After reading it once, it's a brief skim through, like underline the main points, read them, and
That means recalling capacity help you a lot
yes.
to memorize the things, right? And as you mentioned that you are not able to memorize the things, that's why bio is your weak part. So do you have prepared some special kind of notes or some bullet points? How you memorize the things? Because there are lot many names which is required to be memorized. How you handle all those things?
So I mark it in the NCERT itself, and sometimes my friends also they help. You know, we make like short quizzes and all between us to help us remember things.
Just after the class, you are asking with each other that what is the answer, what is it, like this?
Yes, yes.
So it helps you to recall the concept, recall the names for
Yes.
longer period of time, right?
Yes.
That's great, that's great. I will come to you once again. So let's,
Hi everyone, I'm Kalyan.
you are Kalyan, right? So what is your score?
I got 720 out of 720 in NEET 2024.
Great. And just I want to understand your strategy in different subject-wise strategy. What is your strategy? What was your strategy in physics?
So physics, it has 2 parts, theoretical, that I'll have to be remembering things, and then sometimes, yeah, we'll have to go through NCERT for that, and remembering some sentences as such is required, I would say.
Have you solved the numericals of physics? Subjective numerical also?
Yes, sir.
Subjective
Yeah.
numerical also. Just after the completing the chapter, you solve the subjective questions.
Not only subjective, a mix of both, problematical, like applying concept
And what is
all
the
that.
percentage of coverage of exercise questions in all subject of Sri Chaitanya booklet?
Exercise, I think almost, sir.
Almost all?
Mhm.
That's great.
Bio, yeah, like not almost all. Like some things would be like beyond this thing and all that. So I'll have to again read through all that thing like that. So I wouldn't say bio almost everything, but for physics and chemistry, like almost everything.
And have you faced any difficulty? Because everyone faces difficulties in a particular chapter, not all the chapters, because all the chapters are generally, if you are those type of student who score full marks, that means you are able to understand the class, what is going to be taught in the class. You are able to understand the concept which is written in the book. But still there are few chapters, there are few subtopics which all the students face difficulty. They are not able to understand. Once they feel that, yeah, I got the understanding of this particular chapter, and again they start solving the MCQ question or subjective question, they do the errors. Do you have faced such kind of problems?
So like sometimes maybe if I like misunderstood how to apply that thing, then yeah, of course I will face this problem. Like I'll apply this, like say some concept for something which I should not, and I will be getting some random answer which would be wrong. Like these errors, maybe sometimes, like maybe like before like sir completes it, maybe if I like comprehend it in some other way, then I would get the wrong answer. So I'll have to get back to sir and then ask him. And then, yes, sir, like maybe even in the future classes, like say present day, he would have taught something for us, and in the future, he would be saying these points. But yeah, but I comprehended it in a wrong way, so I will like learn it later or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And do you have face any problem while understanding the concept in the class, and then you realize that before class, let's revise the NCRT or the textbook, let's read the concept and then attend the class? Have you tried this method also?
Not always, sir. Like, I don't know, I always felt that it's fun listening to class and like new concept, then new thing and new ideas. Like if I read something and then go and then sit in the class, then maybe I'll know what will happen next or something like that. But if that's not there, then maybe I get a chance to think once.
Great. I want to ask one more question with you. How you manage the time? So time management, what is your strategy? Have you prepared some strategy to manage the time, or you just go with flow and every day you have that kind of motivation and you spend lot many times? So the time management part, you have never tried or never tried to manage the timetable and all that?
So like my timetable or the work for the day would depend on what is taught or what is required for that week. So based on that, like I would set like maybe by this time I should do this and something like that. Maybe I wouldn't have like achieved to complete that thing at that time, but yeah, sir, I would always try to do it with the stipulated time, I would say.
Great, great, great. So let's pass on the mic.
Myself, Gattu Bhanu Teja Sai. I scored 720 out of 720 in NEET 2024 exam.
Great, Bhanu. So I already interacted with you lot many time, and there is many good input which I have received from you, which all the student will also learn from that. Just I want to understand the strategy of the mock test. Not before that, just after that. Let's say there is one grand test. You are in the class 11th, initial days. Let's remember that days. Initially, class 11, the first grand test you have appeared. And there are some errors, there are some corrections and all that. So you have some certain score. So just after the grand test, that is very important because before test, everyone knows what to do. But after test, there are lot many things which is need to be done. So I want to understand your strategy which you do just after the grand test.
We will ask some questions now, sir.
Let's say you have 4 to 5 errors in that particular grand test. And generally what happens, students see that this is my score, let's say 4 question I have done error. Let's say next question, next exam or next grand test, I will do that and all that. So do you focus on those 4 chapters, 4 subtopic, you pick that? What kind of activity you do just after the grand test?
I will again read those concepts on which those questions are asked, and I will do more that type of questions.
Okay, but in many times have you seen that these questions, the concept are clear, but still at that particular examination time or grand test time, I have done the error. There are lot many errors. Do you segregate those error? Either it is in conceptual error or calculation error or silly mistake like this.
Yes.
And maximum time, what kind of mistake you do?
Silly mistakes.
Silly mistake. How you define silly mistake?
That means not.
You know that, but still you have marked something else. The same thing which he was saying that one question of biology, he does error in the NEET.
Yes.
Great. So silly mistake, to avoid that particular silly mistake, do you have any strategy? You have built something which you want to share? Because you know, if everyone knows that silly mistakes, from silly mistake you are going to lose the marks. It is not possible that during the exam, I say, I am not going to do the silly mistake. And I am not going to do the silly mistake means I am not going to do the silly mistake. That is not the way. So there must be some strategy. Have you built that strategy? Sometimes you build the strategy, but you even don't realize that you have built that particular strategy, right? So what you do to minimize the silly mistakes during your preparation, because in the exam, you cannot do anything to minimize the silly mistake. But before the exam, the preparation time, what you do so that the silly mistakes can be reduced.
While reading NCERT, we can find that that question paper setter can give tricky questions by changing a single word in those sentences.
Correct.
By highlighting those things. And while during exam, by underlining the keywords given in that question, we can avoid silly mistakes because of error reading the questions and options.
Great. Actually, there is one book which says that to reduce the silly mistake, what we used to do, correctly mentioned by you that in NCERT there are some lines of which the questions are framed. Right? The same thing is written in the book, but you have developed these things by yourself. So we need to mark that so that it will always in our brain. And sometime we frame the question and write the answer.
Yes.
This is also a way that we used to remember the concepts. So by default, you people are doing that thing. But I just want to understand, I just want to listen anything else which is very important for the student and you people are doing, because now there is competition is end from your end, right? The juniors are not going to compete with you. So you need to reveal everything which you have did. Means anything else you do to minimize the silly mistakes.
In those 3 hours, we have to be stay
Yes.
focused at high points
During the exam.
during the exam.
Great. So you pass on the mic.
Hi sir, myself Rohita, and I've scored 715 out of 720 in NEET 2024.
Congratulations, Rohita.
Thank you.
And one question you have done error, right? Which
Yeah.
subject?
Zoology.
This is surprising that you people have done full marks in physics, full marks in chemistry, and you are preparing for NEET, and both of you have lose 1 marks in biology, right?
Yes.
And that is because of silly mistake?
Yeah, actually I marked that question in the last 5 minutes of the exam because I left it for the second round. I was like not getting the thought, and yeah, I just marked it because of preoccupied mind.
How was your physics?
Yeah, physics, it was like, I would say it was moderate. Like, it was not like the last year paper. Last year paper, there were like many direct questions, but this year they were like kind of more standard than the last year, in my opinion, that is.
Okay, and this is all about the physics, NEET 23 and 24 comparison.
Yeah.
I want to understand how was your physics as a subject you have taken in 11th and 12th? Have you faced any difficulty? Because almost all the NEET aspirant, if you talk, they have a decent amount of problem in physics because of maths.
Yeah, I did not face any problem because of maths, but I did face problems about the theory, you know. I was learning everything newly, and my teachers, my schedule, like our curriculum and all that, it was a bit fast for me. I mean, my speed and all that. And yeah, I used to face a lot of difficulty in, you know, catching up with the others. They were like moving fast, and I was like so scared. I wouldn't do it, but I just kept on going. Okay, this is you. This is how you can learn. This is your speed. So you're gonna go through it. I mean, you're gonna go do it yourself. You're gonna do what you have to do. So yeah, I'm mainly focused on the theory, even if it's not there for the exam that week. But I still have it pending. Then I complete it somehow. Like I make time for it. I complete it. Yeah, I did get some incomplete in the problems and all that, but I became confident in the theory to the point that I can do any problem by, you know, linking the points of theory and all that. Yes.
And one more question I want to understand from you. All the students, when they are in the class 11th and 12th, at that age, when you are going to conduct one test, and the test marks is displayed on the notice board, and when we see our marks with respect to other, that create lot of pressure. Because the same classroom we are learning, right? And in the test, there is a marks difference. And that create pressure among the lot many students. And that get demotivate. And I guess, because all of you are topper, you haven't faced that problem in many exams, but you must have faced this problem in few exams. Correct? So how you handle that particular pressure?
To be frank, I have faced this problem even like before the grant test started, like before 1 month of NEET and all that, and I was like so depressed. I should really give it to my parents because they kept on motivating me. Even when I lost confidence in myself, they never lost confidence in me. And yeah, it's just, it comes with experience. Like first I used to like, demotivate myself, like they're doing better than you, what are you even doing here, you don't belong here and all that. I used to get so many negative thoughts like that. But then I realized that everyone is unique, everyone has their own speed at which they learn. I mean, everyone has IQ. I mean, everyone is born with intelligence. You just have to harness it. Like, it's inside you. You just have to harness it. And everyone has a different way of doing it, right? So I then realized that, so I am different. It's okay that I'm different. So I'm just going to learn it in my own speed. So I just stopped comparing myself to the others. Like, when I, like for 3-4 months before NEET, I just stopped, whenever the mark sheet comes, I just see for my name, my marks, and that's it. I don't even look at my rank. And it made me feel a lot better. And I used to compare myself with myself, like my previous self and my present self. So if I have improved, then yeah, okay, what good did I do from the past thing? Or if I have like, got less marks than before, then what bad thing or what mistake did I do? So by self-assessing myself, yeah, I did it. And I should also give it to my chemistry teachers. They literally, they never lost confidence in myself. They always encouraged me, and also my vice principal, sir, for that.
Great, very good answer. Because you are talking about the experience, I will rather saying experience, you actually evolve with the grand test. See, you understand how to get motivated and what is the right set of perspective which I need to build, that every student need to learn that. Because, every student get demotivated, and as a teacher, as a parents, everyone say the right set of things. But those things are not working with almost maximum student. The only reason is that they are not evolving. So perception change with each and every grand test actually work well. That what you said. Very correctly said and very good.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Reshma Naishita, and I scored 715 out of 720 in NEET 2024.
Great. So I also have a very good interaction with you, and I asked lot many questions and you clearly answer. I want to understand you. Have you prepared daily timetable, or without timetable you just work hard?
Without timetable.
Without timetable, you have just worked hard every day.
Yes, sir.
Right? And every day, let's say day 1 to day 100, right? So generally what happened, maximum student, the graph is like this, right? So to peak this graph to this way, what is the motivation? Because this graph constant need a strong motivation. Any timetable, anything cannot do the graph like this. So how you manage this graph like this?
Actually, I don't prepare timetable because we feel demotivated if we don't follow the timetable every day. That means if we don't complete the chapters, as I said for this day, then we feel demotivated. So what I do is, I write the chapters what I completed in the day after my study hours. That means at the end of the day. So
I want to ask this question to all of you, but just raise hand. See, correctly mentioned that as a parents and teacher, we used to say, prepare a timetable and follow that timetable. It will help you to build your time management, right? And generally students don't do. How many of you have prepare your daily timetable and follow that? Raise hand if you have done this. Fine. And how many of you convinced with the answer of this children that I am not going to prepare the timetable because it is very difficult to follow that, and if you are not going to follow this, I get demotivated. This is the right reason. Actually, this is the right reason. How many of you have convinced with this answer? Great, almost all. From now onwards, I am not going to tell any student to prepare a timetable and follow that. This is a very good answer we have decoded. That timetable will not work, but motivation will work. Great. Great.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mukhesh Chowdary. I scored 720 out of 720.
And I want to ask you one thing. Are you interested in sports? Yes or no?
Yes,
But you don't get the time to play your favorite sports. What is your favorite sports?
I play anything. Cricket,
You play cricket, batting or bowling?
batting.
And since class 11 to class 12, have you played a cricket single match?
No,
No? Why?
I didn't have time.
You don't have the time? So what motivate you to leave cricket and focus on physics, chemistry, geology and botany? Because lot many students are not able to do this.
By the way, I don't like cricket too much.
Okay? What is your favorite thing apart from your academics? Nothing? That means you are totally focused that I want to crack NEET with these other subjects. I have to live these subjects for 2 years of time. Is that the correct answer?
Most of the time.
Great. And how you manage your overall time, score, grand test, how you manage the grand test, weekly grand test? Do you prepare for that particular grand test?
I prepare.
Prepare.
I prepare.
And current topic and previous topic, how you manage these two things?
I prepare in which I have doubt.
For example, there is one problem which every student face. Let's say the current chapter is 5th chapter. And after 4 days in the grand test from chapter 1 to chapter 6 is coming. So I have to read these 4 chapters. I have to do the problem solving of the 5th chapter. So you focus on 5th chapter or you focus on the grand test to revise all these 5 chapters?
I focus on 5th chapter and some important points which I forgot.
Okay, so that important point you revise from the first 4 chapter.
I don't read first 4 chapters once again.
Okay, but you remember all those 4 chapters when the grand test is there?
Most of the points.
Most of the point. Let's say the first topic, first chapter you have read 3 months back. At 3 months back chapter will be fresh enough after 3 months for you?
3 months means it's a very long time. So I take a brief view.
One brief view. From your notes or from the NCERT textbook or from the Sri Chaitanya booklet?
From NCERT.
From NCERT. So all of you have follow NCERT rigorously, right? Great.
Hello, my name is Atluri Venkat Jayant and I have scored 706 out of 720.
Great. So I just want to understand what is your favorite subject?
Honestly, I like physics and biology as well, particularly zoology. And it's not like my favorite, but the only thing which I don't like or find difficult in chemistry is inorganic chemistry. It's just rote learning and no concept or whatsoever, most of the times at least.
But inorganic chemistry also have lot many concepts. But
Most of
generally,
the time.
yeah, but generally this is feeded that it required lot of learning because of periodic table and all that. So we need to learn the names, reactions. And I guess most of the student love organic chemistry. The moment they move to inorganic chemistry, they have the same approach. Like we understand the mechanisms, let's use on that. So that gap is also there. Maybe that. So how you handle those two weaker sections?
For me, organic was never really a weak subject. I love organic because it helps me with the mechanisms. The mechanisms for me are very important and it's like a story for that reaction.
Correct.
Like it ended in that way. That's how I learned organic. But inorganic, how I learned it, I just made short notes and all and kept on revising every month or so.
That notes is from booklet
NCERT.
and NCERT both.
Yes.
Great. And you remember all those reactions of inorganic chemistry?
Yes.
Okay. That's great. And how you manage your next with the weakest part or the subject which you don't like?
The one thing which I do is, if I forget about the subject that's not like I don't like it, I have to do it because only then I can reach my dream. So what I do is whenever I keep on quizzing myself whether I know the question or not, and if I don't get the question, I immediately go to the chapter, open my notes and read them. I keep
That's
on
great.
quizzing myself.
That's great. Very nice. So this is a very good point you have raised that there are no liking and disliking. We have to complete the syllabus because if you want to score good marks and if you see the NEET question, 45 questions, they are asked from almost 30 chapters.
Yes.
So every chapter there is one question.
Yes.
So you have to complete that. Either you like it or not like it. If you don't like that particular chapter, you have to find some way to understand and find
Exactly.
some way to complete that.
Yes.
So I have asked you the question. This is not about the liking and disliking. This is about every student. There are few chapters or few topics which is his least priority.
Yes.
Because he was not enjoying that particular topic, right?
Yes.
So, but they have to complete that test. So what is your strategy to complete those chapters and the time you give apart from the other subject to those topics?
One thing which I do is I give this chapter my first priority, because once we just memorize the whole thing, it just becomes easy for us to do it again and again. So if we give that chapter the first priority, the rest all will become easy. It will be like a cakewalk afterwards.
Great, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sailikit Kosuri and I scored 710 out of 720.
Great. So, my first question to you, how do you motivate yourself for entire 2-year time? Because that is a very tricky questions, and actually all of you know the answers, but you are not able to frame the answers, right? So because all of you, for example, he was saying that he was never played and he was constantly on his subject. So this is why these things happen. This is only because of the motivation. But generally students don't realize that we are so motivated that we have to do this, right? So it is very difficult to find the correct word which student accept and do that. So I am searching for that particular word.
According to me, having ambition itself is motivation. Like we need to have a dream that I need to achieve a good score in NEET. I need to get into this college. And what sacrifices are you willing to make for getting that target, for achieving that target? See, whenever I feel like let's just put these books aside and go talk with friends, or let's watch a movie, and we know those are a waste of time. I mean, limited amounts it's okay, but we shouldn't always do that. So whenever I get these thoughts, I ask myself, is this important or is my NEET important? Is my MBS more important than this? And the answer is, of course, yes, my MBS is more important. I need to prioritize. So I just temporarily sacrifice, no pain, no gain.
Great, very good answer. So if such thoughts comes to a student's mind, he has to ask his goal versus that particular thought. So it will be easier for him to find out the right answers, right? And second question to you, again for physics. How you handle the physics?
Yeah, for physics, first...
Do you like physics?
Yes, I do. In fact, I'm very interested in physics.
Okay, how you have developed that approach in physics? Because generally NEET aspirants, the weakest part is physics, and maximum questions student used to ask to us regarding the physics. But you are seeing that you are enjoying physics. So have you read the maths which is required for the physics?
Initially, I did face a lot of problems with the differentiation and integration.
In the class 11th part?
Yes, in the class 11th part.
Okay.
So, but later, I just took off some time, watched a few videos in YouTube, asked my lecturers and all, and I just wrote a few important formulae for differentiation and integration. I practiced them a few times, and I was good to go with the problem-solving part. And whenever you see, if we have to complete some chapter X, I generally divide it into two parts, theoretical part and then the problem-solving part. The theoretical part I mostly understand from my lectures, from my classes. I understand the theoretical part, and of course we have to go through the NCERT. But from each chapter, I take a set of 4 to 5 formulas. Depending on the chapter, the number of formulas will vary. But we have to take the basic formulas, because we can't go on remembering every single formula for every single application. That's what most people do, but it's wrong. From the basic formula, we need to develop, if we see a particular question, then according to that question, we need to derive the formula. So a lot of practice is required, but with interest, it can be done.
Great. So I guess this session is very important, and lot many input we have gathered from these topper students and try to decode how they prepare. So I request all the students watch this session multiple times and find the right approach for yourself. Thank you very much for giving such a good strategy and openly sharing all what you have done. Thank you once again. Thank you very much. Thank you.